Okay, so here's one more thing to take into account. Every time that we want to know how much we are turning about the center of the circle, we talk in terms of degrees. And we know that every time you complete the circle, you talk about 360 degrees. But there is another unit that is very usual in terms of circles and also in trigonometry, that it's called the radians. And pretty much as you do one whole thing, one whole turn around the circle, if we had a circle of radius of 1 unit, whatever unit that is, we can take into account that that circle is also given in terms of radians, and 360 degrees represents 2 pi radians. Okay, and from there, every time we want to know how much degrees are in terms of radians, or the other way around, the only thing we have to do is state a proportion, and we'll be able to go back and forth between radians and degrees. So we're going to do two exercises. The first one is to convert 45 degrees to radians, right? So I know that we usually take this into account. We know that 360 degrees is 2 pi radians. So I want to know what 45 degrees is in radians. So this is the unknown value. As you do the cross product, eventually you will get x equals this. 45 times 2 pi divided by 360. It's pretty much this, all right? And as you solve all this and simplify this expression, you will find that 45 degrees is pi fourths radians, okay? And you can keep it like that, right? That's why that's how we want to see it. In Canvas, for example, I will ask you to do this. The coefficient of pi is 1 over 4, and then you multiply by pi. This is the way you are going to show it in on Canvas, okay? Now, if we want to go the other way around, we want to find out how many degrees is 3 pi halves radians. So I do the same thing. If I know that 360 degrees is 2 pi radians, now I want to know how many degrees are there in 3 pi halves radians. And same thing, we are going to just solve for x and see what happens here. All right? All in all, we can see that pi is going to be gone, right? And now we have 1080 divided by these 4, and then x goes here, right? And then we just have to do this operation, and eventually we will get 260, right? And that's it. 3 pi halves is 270 degrees, and that is all for that case. Bye.